Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 73. It is Wednesday today. Cold and chilly here in Cincinnati for our daily weather update. It is cold and chilly, but very sunny and quiet. Today just feels so quiet and peaceful. It's that sort of frosty morning, where everything just feels a little crisp and soft and quiet. One of my favorite quiet sounds is right when there's a huge snowfall and you step outside the door and everything is blanketed with snow and it takes every drop of sound away. It's just amazing. It's not quite like that this morning, but there definitely is a bit of a stillness in the air. So for those who have been following the progress of the internet situation here in my home, I'll just give you a super fast update before we talk about what I feel wants to come through today. There is no big digger. No big digger today. So I am still running my business on a hotspot, which cracks me up. It's working well. I don't think it's too slow, but it's definitely not the efficiency level I'm used to. So send the big digger my way, people. If you can send some love to the people who are organizing the schedule for the big digger, let's get them over here. And also, it's just such an adventure. So I'm just trusting there is magic happening. And perhaps when the line is pushed underneath the road and up my driveway, it's going to increase the efficiency that much more. We will be exponentially faster. Yeah. Improvement. Continuous improvement is what we are focusing on. Okay, but that is not what I want to talk about today. So when I was sitting with what I wanted to talk about, this phrase kept coming up called truth. Well, not called. This phrase kept coming up. Truth resonates. And I've said that often in my work. I may have already said it here in this space. But there's so much behind that, and I wanted to perhaps explain it or unpackage it a little bit and offer us all something to focus on and explore in our lives. We are in a time where we are so overwhelmed and bombarded with information, and it comes to us in so many ways. I mean, through the radio, through the television, through the computers, through the phones, through signs everywhere, through just constant. We are constantly barraged with information. And when we are trying to discern which information is guiding us and which is something we can ignore or let go of, sometimes it gets a little messy in our bodies and we aren't quite sure which is truth and which isn't. And I believe as souls in human bodies, we are all here to expand truth, our version of truth, what we know as truth for ourselves. We're here to expand that. We're here to expand our ability to be in integrity, to live from love, to dissolve fear. I really believe that's what every soul ultimately is working towards, and we just have different ways we do it. Some of us only speak truth and don't share false information. Others of us share false information so that it can activate something in someone else, and then we learn to discern more accurately. We all have different ways that we're exploring it and playing with it. And I believe there are times we are in truth and times we are not in truth. And all of that serves. But as the level of information increases, as more and more voices become accessible. More people have podcasts, more people have YouTube videos, more people have blogs. As more and more voices get louder and louder, the ability for each of us to individually know what our truth is and follow that is going to be ever more important. And it doesn't mean it's the same for everyone. It's just we're all following a path or a track that is guiding us in whatever our souls are here to learn. And we're all following the path that is in our highest alignment. Or we can attempt to and keep coming back into the highest alignment. We might slide, like in Chutes and Ladders, we might slide all the way down to the bottom again and have to work our way back up. But when we are constantly committed to being in integrity, to being in our highest vibrational alignment, we will follow a vibration, a path, a track that is going to continuously expand our journey, our awareness. Knowing what is in that track is so important to help us stay in that vibration. And so that's what I'm describing when I talk about truth resonates. What is our unique truth in this moment, and how do we keep coming back to that even when we get sidetracked, even when someone spins us out with some story? How do we keep coming back to what our own unique truth is? So I wrote a book about that. Yeah, before I ever knew it was going to be important, I wrote a book about it. So there are 2 pages I want to read to you, and this is from chapter 3. My book is called One Day, My Soul Journey in the Gaia Tribe. Gaia Tribe is, to me, all humans who are here at this time on our planet, that are co-creating with Gaia, with Earth, what this reality is. So I'm just going to read this short little part and then share a couple more reflections. So the chapter says, Introduction to Consciousness and Dimensions. Consciousness is the spark of creativity, breath, existence, and it is always expanding, has always been expanding. It is a curious thing to try explain, as it is constantly changing. One person's definition of it in one moment is instantly different in the next moment, and completely different for another person in either of those moments. I have wondered how to share my definition, knowing that it will not match anyone else's experience of it fully. Now is the time, though, for these deeper moments of sharing our stories and beliefs, in order to help us find how we are perhaps the same. Find those places where we can agree, share our truth, and begin building the foundations for the solutions that our planet needs from us. What feels important then, as we begin this journey into new understandings together, is a suggestion of how to become clear about our own unique definitions and truth. My answer is simple. Truth resonates. It has a vibration that is strong and powerful. When truth is shared, energy is physically and emotionally released. We have all at times felt truth reach through our emotional walls and rigid belief systems. It is a tangible shiver of the spine, or immediate tears flowing down your face. Truth can be felt as a punch in the solar plexus chakra, the gut of your physical body. It is experienced as an opening of the heart, a warming sensation spreading through your chest. There is a knowing in your soul when you hear someone speaking their truth, even if it is information that you have not heard before. I invite you to open your heart and hear my truth. To introduce consciousness as I understand it, I must go back, far back in my soul story. I'm going to leave it hanging right there. Cliffhanger. I will read my soul story at some point, but not yet. In this moment, what feels more important is to explore this idea of truth resonating. I've talked before about muscle testing, and I have a video on my YouTube channel that is in the DIY section that's called How to Muscle Test, and it shows, by me showing you with my hands and by standing up, how you actually can feel and test truth through your body. But so you can watch that if you're interested. But what feels important in this moment is perhaps an invitation to do this with me. So if you can, go ahead and close your eyes. If not, you can always listen to this later when you're able to close your eyes. So take a breath. Let your heartbeat get slow and steady, or a little slower perhaps than it normally is. And then feel your attention, your awareness go lower in your body. So if your attention is usually in your head and you're looping and thinking and predicting and planning and solving and creating, imagine you can just visualize all of that energy, that power, that vortex that is functioning so high in your body. Imagine you can just sort of send it a little lower. So you visualize all of that power. You can see it as kind of a battery pack, perhaps. It starts to move down through to your throat. And then you visualize all of that energy source, that power source, going lower, like down to your stomach. And you'll feel it as I'm talking. You'll feel how the quality of your body becomes heavier or more solid. You'll notice in my voice, like my voice gets a little deeper or raspier as energy drops in my physical body. And then go ahead and imagine that energy. You can see it going all the way down to your hips. So if you're sitting, you can feel it right at your bottom, like the muscles of your butt are holding all of that energy in your body. And you'll feel a sense of being pulled down or tugged down, like your shoulders might actually drop a little bit or kind of hunch over. So go ahead and allow your shoulders to open and still keep that heaviness at your bottom. When we have our energy lower in our body like this, and we hear information, or we are reading something on the internet, or we are watching a video or listening to somebody speak, when our energy is in us in this way and it's sitting with us, it's not up in our head, it's all the way down and through our body, it's much easier to discern truth. It just is, because your energy is in you and you're not in the mind where there's all of that other mind energy from everyone else spinning and bouncing and ricocheting off of each other. When you bring your energy lower like this, all the way down to your hips. If you want, you can even keep going all the way down to your feet, and picture your feet as sealed shut and holding your energy in you on the ground. But even if you just leave it at your root chakra, at your bottom, your hips, relax your muscles. There you go. You will be able to feel in your body what feels truth to you and what doesn't. So test it out with a few words. We'll do this together. When you hear the word love, especially when I'm saying it, it's coming from my vibration, which is a really pure version of love from source. So when you hear me say love, notice what happens in your body. So feel anything that feels different in your body. I'll name for me, like I feel warmer. I get a little bit of a tingly sensation in my legs and in my chest. I feel like my whole body just kind of melts sideways, like it goes wider. The word I would use for that is expanding or expansive. When something comes from that vibration of love, you become more, you become bigger. You have more vibration available to you, more spaciousness inside of you, because your body feels safe. That's the feeling of truth resonating. It's like, oh, yes, I know that. That feels true to me. That feels good to me. Okay, so we'll try another word. So go ahead and feel the vibration of fear. Fear. So when I say the word fear, and I'm picturing things that bring up fear in me, like the destruction of the world, World War III, or pain for someone, that brings up fear in me. So notice what you feel shifting in your body as I hold that vibration of fear and it goes out. Notice what comes up in you. For me, I feel everything go in. It's like my body wants to shrink in. It wants to hide. It wants to protect. It wants to cover. It wants to, right? It wants to come in really tight and like protect. Okay, that's the same vibration when someone says something that doesn't feel true to you. So when someone is telling you a lie, when they're telling you information that doesn't match your truth, your knowing of what is true for you, your integrity, your path, your track that you're following that is the highest vibration for your soul. When someone tells you something that is not in alignment with that, it has that same sort of feeling. It's like you want to pull in, or you want to pull away, or you want to withdraw, or you want to shut down, or you want to protect. Everything goes zoom, right? Locking up, shutting down. It's a quick and easy way for you to start to discern truth and not truth for you. So we'll do one more of each so you have a really solid sense of this. So go ahead and relax your body again. Come back to neutral. If love is expansive and fear is contractive, come back to neutral. Come back to your still point. All right, what would a word be? Okay, let's use the word hope. Hope. So feel what happens when you tune into the vibration of hope. Right? This is the Imagine song by John Lennon, right? There are dreamers. There are dreamers in the world, and I'm one of them, and who else is one of them? Hope is this feeling of, it kind of pulls you out of your root. It pulls you up a little higher. So maybe it moves you up to your stomach instead of your bottom or your hips. It moves you up to your stomach or maybe to your heart. So it kind of lifts you, but it lifts you in this is my own expression. It lifts me in a sense of, I want to raise the vibration of the world. That's what hope feels like to me. Like, yes, like let's all get involved and do this, right? There's a sense of possibility, of expansion, of collaboration. Hope is that like, yeah, like let's go charge forward. There's a uniting, collaborative feeling that comes with the vibration of hope. So when you are receiving information, this is another way to discern in your body. Do you feel that sense of being pulled forward into something better than what you currently know? A collaboration that is going to make you stronger and more in that track, in that alignment of your soul than you were before. It's kind of a sweeping up and forward. So that's a vibration of truth also. When we hear truth, when we hear someone tell us a love story or share a healing moment or describe the birth of their child who they adore, we get caught up in the beautiful emotion of hope that moves through. That's truth. It's expansive. Okay, so another way for you to tell in your body what is happening. So go ahead, come back to neutral again. All right, let me think of what vibration. We'll do what I would call the opposite. Despair. Despair. So feel the vibration of despair, the loss of hope. There is no solution. There is no way out. Things are only going to get worse. There is no way we can fix this. The world is going to come to an end. This is what's going to happen. Perhaps it's despair mixed with like this rock solid belief that there's no way out. Let me think of another word that would work for that. It's like I don't quite have the word. It's like confirmation. It's someone's belief that it is so. It's absolute. There is no room for flexibility or possibility. That's the vibration. Despair with no way out. So go ahead and feel your body as I hold that vibration with us. Like there is no way that it will ever be fixed or repaired or that things will improve. This is the way it's going to be. This is what you will believe. This is what is going to be so. Feel what happens in your body when I hold that vibration. So notice anything that's different in your body from a minute ago. What I notice is I freeze, I lock up. It's that fight or flight. It's like I'm locked. I can't move. It's like the thoughts, instead of the thoughts expanding and spiraling outwards and becoming more, it's like everything becomes slow motion and still and dark. It feels heavy and dark. This is similar to how it would feel if you were in a state of depression. Like there's no way out, there's no light anywhere in your energy field. So feel that in your body. That is a sign that you are not, it signals from your body that you're not in a place of truth for yourself. Truth always expands. It is a powerful activator for more. It's not going to take you down into becoming less. It is going to push you to become bigger, more. It's like the spark of creativity. It's always going to expand outwards. So when you are feeling this locked in, no way out, down and in feeling in your body, you are not in truth. You are not in your truth. You may be listening to someone else's truth, but you are not in alignment with your truth. So it's a signal for your body. Something needs to shift or change, right? Maybe that's when you step outside of a situation, or you walk away from a room, or you take a break from a conversation, or you go stand by a tree and run some energy to your feet, or you just simply stop what you're doing, close your eyes, and you breathe. You breathe. And you come back to that vibration of hope again. There's always hope in this world, always. We have 7 billion humans who are, many of us, very wise. Many of us perhaps overwhelmed by how to solve it all, but we have solutions, we have ideas. So there's always hope. There's always hope. So when you feel this despair, change your situation, change your moment, change your story, change the vibration, come back to a space of truth. Breathe. Have a conversation with someone that you trust. Turn on music that heals your heart, that brings you joy again. Look at the sky. Look at smiling babies. Do whatever it takes to come back to a space where you have that light of hope again. And then explore, what was that about? Why did that show up for you? What is there to learn from this? What is your truth? What is your truth? And then keep coming back to expanding truth, expanding what you believe in, expanding the direction you know your life is taking you. Reconnecting to why your soul is here in this human body at this time on this planet. Why are you here? It's to be in truth, whatever that is for you. Okay, I didn't know we were going to do all that. But apparently that is what was the plan for today. It was so funny this morning because I'm like, oh, I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. Every time I do that and I sit down in this space, I feel like my soul or source, God, is like, yeah, we're going to take over. We're going to run the show for you. And I feel that for today. Truth resonates. So allow your body to communicate with you, and then begin to trust what your body is sharing implicitly. Your truth trumps anyone else's truth in your journey. Whatever you feel and know as your truth in your body is what's guiding you on your path. No matter what anyone else is telling you how it has to be or that it is so, or your truth, your resonance with your truth is your best guide forward. Okay, here we go. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.